Hey, single queens. This is Desmond Booker. I am a Christian dating and relationship coach. I have successful queens who are seeing success in their life, but not seeing success that they want in their love life. Yes, that's right. I help you go from single to successfully dating without settling. I'm so glad to be able to come to you live today. And you may be watching me on Instagram, maybe Facebook, maybe even our YouTube channel. I'm telling you, it is so great. 2025 is here, and this could be your time, your to go from single to successfully dating. And so I thank you for joining me today. If you're on YouTube and you're watching this and you've been getting some value from our content, go ahead and like this video and subscribe, and also share with your friends. We're going to be talking about some behaviors that are keeping you single, some behaviors that are keeping you single. As I'm calling these behaviors out, we want you to maybe identify, and let's begin to kind of correct these behaviors if you're desiring to be in a relationship, if you're desiring to no longer you want to see your relationship status. And so what my focus is primarily for the singles this year is that you're changing your relationship status, that you're changing yourself, and that you're going to be that queen that he is looking for, he is praying for, he is desiring. All right, so let's get started. Um, one of the first things that I want to talk about when we're talking about changing, as far as looking at your behavior, because however you behave, comes from a belief. Okay, so whatever you believe causes you to behave a certain way. Okay, and many times we don't even know that we're behaving that way. Because why? Because it became a habit. It's just habitual. So the first thing, of course, that I want to talk about, that one of the behaviors that may be keeping you single, is that you are in your own way, right? So you have to get out of your way. What does this look like? Okay. So you're overthinking it. You may meet somebody. How am I going to meet them? Where am I going to meet them? Just simply get out of the way. You have to just begin to just let go and relax. As you begin to understand this, as you're going with the flow, you'll realize ideas, people will come out of nowhere. I'm telling you. But what's happening is that you're thinking, when am I going to meet them? What if I never meet them? Just simply get out of your way and go more with the flow. Okay. If you're working on yourself, as I've been suggesting, and we're working together, or you're doing this by yourself, if you would just focus on being the right person, doing the right things, get out of your way. Stop overthinking it and just allow things to happen. Okay? Let's continue. The second thing is that you're holding on to someone who isn't available. Oh my goodness. You're holding on to someone who isn't available. Either they're with somebody, and in your mind you're thinking, well, eventually they're going to break up, so I'll just wait for them, right? Now, again, if you feel that that's the person that God has for you, or you really feel in your spirit, this is somebody that is potentially going to be mine. And let me just segue a little bit into this. I have known some people who, and I won't even say, I would just say, quote unquote, a well-known minister, right? A well-known pastor, a well-known person. And this person is actually waiting for them to approach them or to get to know them. Okay, that's fine if you want to do this, but this is a behavior that you're waiting for somebody that potentially will never approach you. I just hate to say that, and not saying that it won't happen, but what I'm saying is, are you waiting for somebody who is with somebody for them to break up, or in your mind you're waiting for somebody to approach you, but you've been talking to them, but they seem like they're never available. Emotionally, they're not available. Physically, they're not available. Okay. And so this is what's keeping you single. And this is a behavior that you have, is that you're holding on to somebody who's not available. Okay. And I was sharing this with this queen. I said, well, if you feel that so and so is your husband, what indications and what is God showing you, and what is God telling you to do at this point? They really couldn't tell me. You see, if God is really telling you that so and so is your person, then he's going to be telling you what you should be doing in order to get that person. You see, that just makes sense, doesn't it? Like, for instance, and I use this example all the time, but it's great because when they were saying that they were praying for rain, right? Praying for rain to come, but they never dug a ditch. No, dig the ditch, prepare yourself, and if that's that person again, God's going to bring them. So this is good. So stop holding on to people who aren't available, who aren't available. Number three, another behavior, you don't believe him when he tells you he's not interested. Okay, so you're wanting to be with someone, you're desiring to be with someone, right? But he's telling you, I'm good being single, or right now at the point of my life, I'm just exploring my options. I'm just exploring my options. Wrong, wrong. He's telling you right now that he doesn't want to be in a relationship with you, right? Or with anyone. Now, a lot of people may be lying. It's not our place to be trying to make them tell you the truth either, right? If he's telling you that he's not available and then you see him with somebody else, that's good. That's okay. That's fine. Why? Because I'm not going to allow him to keep me single. Do you see this? So, Queens, if he's telling you that he's not, he's uh, fine being single, or he's enjoying his life, he's exploring his options, don't try to change his mind. Okay, this is the behavior. And so many times, queens will get up, single queens will be trying to change that man's mind. No, you can't change your minds, right? Let him be. And I see this so many times is that you're trying to change his mind. No, he's not available. Go on about your business, okay? Another behavior is that these toxic dates, either he's complaining on the date or you're complaining. And one thing about complaining and about toxicity is that it's draining. You don't want to hear, I'm not even talking about relationships, and that's really a big no. If he's complaining about former relationships, or if you, and I'm saying this because you may have the behavior and you don't know it, and it's habitual, that you may come into a relationship like, I hope you don't do me like so and so. The last relationship I went through this and I went through this. Hopefully you're going to treat me different. Nobody wants to really hear that until as you're getting to know them, maybe a little bit later on down the road. But if you're on these dates, you're wanting to, let's talk about now. Let's talk about where we're going. Let's talk about what are your futuristic goals, right? What are your plans? Okay. These are the types of things that you don't want to hear him complaining to you. And I'm not even talking about as far as even relationships. I'm talking about, oh my God, these bills. Every time I try to get ahead and stuff. These are the types of things that you don't want. I don't like my job. We find ourselves complaining even when you don't know that you are complaining. Okay, so toxicity. Okay, so no complaining. Another behavior, you don't believe in love. You don't believe in love. You don't believe in love. Oh, I forgot to cut my thing off and I got notifications. I wasn't thinking that with me being early that someone would be texting me. Isn't that amazing? But when you're busy and people want to get help, okay. Sorry about that. So again, you don't believe in love. What does that mean? That you can even be actually going on dates. You can actually begin meeting people, right? And in the process of meeting people, you're thinking, I don't know if I'm gonna ever find the right person. I don't know if I'm gonna ever be in a relationship that's not gonna lead to me getting hurt. Again, these are behaviors that you have established in your mind. Okay, so again, you don't believe in love, even though you may be taking action towards love, even though you may be going on late. But at the end of the day, when you really look at it, am I going to really find the right person? Is this person going to hurt me? Those are the type of thoughts. And so you really say that you don't really believe in love, even though you may be taking action. Okay. Another behavior that could be keeping you single is you are not doing anything differently. Okay. You're wanting and you're praying and you're desiring to be with somebody, but you're not doing anything differently. And I see you guys joining me. Thank you for coming. Again, we thank you for joining us today. I'm talking about behaviors that are keeping you single. You don't believe, and you're not doing anything differently. So if I'm not doing anything differently, then why do I expect different results? If I'm not doing anything differently, why do I expect different results? And we already know what that saying is. If you're doing the same thing, expecting different results, you finish the rest, right? So you're wanting to be in a relationship, you're desiring to be in a relationship. Are you the same person? And are you doing different things? That's why we're talking about these behaviors. I want you to begin to see if you identify what these behaviors so that you can begin to what? So that you can begin to change these behaviors. Okay, another behavior that you're taking bad advice from people. There's some people that are giving you some advice and it's not good. It's not good advice, right? And you want to make sure that you are getting good advice from people if you're going to take advice at all, right? And so you got to determine, you've been telling me this, but you're not taking any of your own advice. If I listen to you, where is and even with me as I'm helping you and giving you this advice, I have queens that I've helped that go from single to successful dating. So I know what I'm sharing with you works. I know what I teach works. So I'm not just sharing with you something that's just on the top of my head, but no, this actually works. Okay, so stop taking bad advice from people. Okay, stop taking. Uh, Walk not in the counsel of the ungodly. Right, walk not in the counsel of the ungodly. You commit too soon. Another behavior, you commit too soon. You get wrapped up too soon. Now, I'm gonna say this because I have been in situations like this, even myself. Is that you're really feeling the person and you're really believing that this is the person they fit and they check all the boxes. Sometimes in the midst of this is that not the commitment is too soon, but it kind of reverse, and I'm thinking because it kind of reverse. If you are committing, and it's not really that you're committing, but you're letting somebody know, like for us, like for me as men, like, and I'm going to represent the men. We know if we like you, we know if we want to be with you, right? So we're going to be doing things, saying things like that. Now, what happens many times, as from the man's perspective, is that as we're doing this, if you're not ready, you're saying that you're ready, but the more that and so you're not ready for that relationship, you see? And so reverse that. If you're feeling him and you're wanting to commit to him and you see him drawing back, and I'm talking about committing too soon, like 2 or 3 days, you're ready for marriage, right? 2 or 3, as you're getting to know that person, you're committing to them already. Again, it's one thing for you have heard and you're led by God, right? You've heard and you're being led by God. And when you're committing to somebody, when you're, and I would even say, and I'm talking about, when I'm talking about committing too soon, I'm not talking about that person, even text you. Are you the type of person that want to text every day? I see nothing wrong with that. Is texting okay with you? That communication to let them know good mornings, good morning text, right? Good night text. Is that okay with you? How do you feel about that? Simply communicating to them. Some people say, well, you shouldn't be texting them you shouldn't be texting them in the morning or at night. You shouldn't be texting them. Well, who's to say that might not work for you? That may work for them. That goes back to what bad advice. Communicating to them how they want you to communicate. Because honestly, if you say, I better not text them so much, and then they're on the other end saying, oh, they must not be interested. You see? So don't guess. Again, all of these tie in. That's what I'm talking about. You're overthinking it. Don't overthink it. Ask. Don't assume. Ask. Texting you, is that okay? Do you like text? What's the best form of communication? This way, you're beginning not to guess. You're not assuming. We're not committing. Just because I'm texting you every day doesn't mean that we are going to be a perfect couple. It's just that I like to know that you're okay. I want to make sure that you're safe. From a man's perspective to a woman's perspective, that's what we would want. Because why? Because we're desiring to be with you. We're wanting to see that you have a well-being. For me, I have done that, and it has scared people off. She wasn't ready. She may have been hurt, right? And again, you can relate to this because some guys may, and then they got this thing called love bombing, right? He's showing too much affection too early. And so it's time for around this love bombing. A lot of this stuff that we're hearing is stuff that is keeping us quote unquote safe. But really, honestly, if you're feeling him and he's feeling you, you know if somebody's trying to manipulate you or not. Come on, let's be real. You know when if you're really truly healed, and that's why I said date with your head and not with your emotions, not with your heart, because you know if somebody's trying to love bomb you, you know if somebody's trying to manipulate you, you know that if you're seeing red flags and you're still going for it, why would you even commit to someone that you really truly don't know? You can't. I'm getting to know you and you're getting to know me, but I'm really feeling you and I feel that you're feeling you and me. Let's just go with the flow. Don't overthink it. All right. Hopefully this is good. This is good. You're lowering your standards and your boundaries. You're lowering your standards and your boundaries. Okay. What does that mean? So when you really come across somebody and you really like them and you really want to be with them and you have standards, you have boundaries, you have some things in place, and they seem like you're really into them but they're not really into you, and it's like let me lower some things. He wants me to do this, but I normally don't want to do this, and I've communicated that, but I'm gonna lower my. You don't have to lower your standards, you don't have to lower your boundaries. Again, these are things that are keeping you single. You see the red flags and you lower that. You see, you're wanting, like just like I was sharing with you just a few minutes ago. You're wanting this communication, and he's not communicating. So you lower your standards. So you're the one that's always reaching out when you said you're not going to be the one that always reaches out. Do you see this? And so you're lowering your standard because you really quote unquote like him. You're really attracted to him. So you're lowering your standards. I will never allow somebody to treat me like this, but he's treating you like this. And so you're lowering your standards. Okay. I'm telling you, it's a lot of fear that goes on. Am I going to be single forever? Stop thinking that. Is this person treating me like this so that they can manipulate me? So that all of this is creating the wrong beliefs, creating the wrong behavior. So when somebody really truly is authentically true, they're really into you, you're going to think that it's manipulation. You're going to think it's a person that's trying to get over on you. Because why? Because that is the behavior saying, I don't know about this. And you have built a belief that this person is going to hurt you. These are toxic behaviors that you need to get rid of. Okay. So you're loving someone with string attached. No strings attached. No ultimatums, right? This will definitely keep you single. If you have to do this, or I'm not going to love you, or if you want me to go out with you, you're going to have to do this for me. No ultimatums. No ultimatums. No ultimatums. One great example of this is I'm always clearing my schedule for you. I'm always clearing my schedule for you, but you're not clearing your schedule for me, right? You're not clearing, and you're just and you've already communicated to them that you're a very busy person, and there are some things that you can't. Again, that fixing. So if you are, and this goes back to lowering your standards, right? If you are clearing your plate for him, why come he can't clear your plate with him? But you're not giving an ultimatum, and he shouldn't be giving you ultimatums about this. You shouldn't have to be out here trying to prove your love to anybody. You shouldn't have to be proving your love to anybody. You prove your love by being you and by doing you and by communicating how you feel, what you like, what you dislike. I'm gonna get you some flowers if you start acting right. For reals. I'm gonna take you shopping if you whatever. No ultimatums, right? No ultimatum. Loving someone with strings attached, no strings attached. How you start in a relationship is how you're going to finish. Okay? Hopefully these behaviors, you identifying with these behaviors go back and listen to this a couple of times and seeing what behaviors. Let's go to work on these behaviors. And there are so many more behaviors that I may have left out. If you want to comment them below, go ahead and comment below. If you have any questions about the behaviors, comment below. YouTube, Instagram, and also in Facebook. Any questions about what I went over? We're going to change these behaviors so that it no longer keeps you single, that you'll move from single to successfully dating. I want to thank you for joining me. And I see some questions that I will be answering a little bit later. Thank you for commenting on this. Thank you for joining me. Again, if you're on YouTube watching me, let's go ahead and go ahead and subscribe to this, like this video so that it can help and reach other people. If you have invited other people to my channel as you have already subscribed, I want to thank you for that. If you haven't, will you please share this channel on YouTube with others? We're going to build this great community. And if you need any help, I'm here. Comment, need help, and then I will reach out to you. If you're on Instagram and you need help, go ahead and just shoot me a DM on Facebook or in Instagram. All right. Well, remember, queens don't settle.